Gymnastics Bridge, feet elevated, thoracic extension focus. If you're an adult gymnastics skill seeker who wants to unlock the Gymnastics Bridge, check this out. In the typical Gymnastics Bridge exercises, we focus on stretching the shoulders, but in this variation, the focus is more on the thoracic arching. It's a different sensation that stretches the hip flexors and abdominals, which goes a long way towards improving the typical Gymnastics Bridge. The lower the elevation, the more challenging the thoracic bridge. You'll need to experiment with the height of the elevation to find what allows you to create the strongest arch in the spine. We can perform the thoracic extension bridge for push-ups, isometric holds, or a combination. Push-ups will help us move into a more open shoulder position, but both are an effective tool for training the bridge. As spine flexibility increases, you'll want to move to a lower elevation and eventually to the floor. Lie down on the floor and place your feet on the edge of an elevated surface. Make sure the elevated surface isn't going to move during this exercise. Shuffle your hips as close to the elevated surface as possible. From here, perform a hip bridge by contracting the glutes and lifting the hips off the floor. Keep the glutes contracted for the entire set. Next, place the hands on the floor next to your ears with the fingers pointing down towards your shoulders. Push down into the floor as you lift the shoulders and place the top of your head on the floor. This gives you a chance to reposition the hands into a comfortable position for the Gymnastics Bridge. A slightly wider than shoulder width hand placement is recommended here. The closer the hands are to the elevation, the greater the flexibility demands in both the shoulders and the spine. Find a position that feels comfortable for you and delivers a nice stretch in your hip flexors and/or abdominals. While we're here, note where the head is in relationship to the hands. The head and the hands are configured in a triangular format, with the head slightly forward of the fingertips. This is the bottom of the gymnastics push-up. As you lower down in the push-up, the head must move back towards the feet and touch the floor in this exact position. Now for the fun part. Contract your spinal erectors and pull yourself into as much spinal extension as possible. Then push into the floor to extend the elbows and move to the top of the Gymnastics Bridge. Make sure you straighten your arms and elevate your shoulders. A goal isn't to straighten the legs here, but you still want to push the feet into the elevated surface as if you're trying to straighten the legs. This will push the shoulders forward and increase the stretch on the anterior side of the body. Think about crushing walnuts between your butt cheeks as you extend the hips and push them as high as you can. Extend your cervical spine as much as possible, as this will help to increase the spinal arch. When performing push-ups, bend the elbows and move the head back and down to return to the starting position. As you lower down, bend the knees to assist the movement. As the reps continue, you should find the range of motion increases. When holding the isometric bridge, the goal is to establish a stretch in the abdominals and/or hip flexors. If you don't feel it, come out of the bridge before moving your hands closer to your feet to increase the arch. Give it a try and see how you go. If you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.